heaven, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. And they have rebelled against me.
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. And they have rebelled against me.
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. And they have rebelled against me.
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. And they have rebelled against me.
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. And they have rebelled against me.
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. And they have rebelled against me.
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. And they have rebelled against me.
Let me slow it down. This time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heavens,
Hear, O heavens,
and give ear, O earth.
yeah,
For the Lord has spoken.
for the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children,
What happened?
and they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down, cause time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every song.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos,
The son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heavens,
Hear, O heavens,
and give ear, O earth.
yeah,
For the Lord has spoken.
for the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children,
What happened?
and they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down, cause time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every song.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of
The
Amos,
son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heavens,
Hear, O heavens,
and
Hey, what is up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's happening? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be present. Welcome to our Saturday edition, our Saturday morning edition of the Walking His Way Impact Voice podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., along with my lovely co-host out of Miami, Florida, the Kingdom Chick herself, Miss Nancy C. How are you doing this afternoon and this morning? I know you're an hour before me, so
Yeah. Happy Sabbath. God bless everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Excited for today.
man, awesome stuff. And I know when I get to tune in, there was technical difficulties. I had to resend the link to them. So soon we'll have Coach Kelley out of Louisiana on here. Today we're gonna be talking about sports. We're gonna be talking about football. We're gonna interview. I guess it's a coach. He's a defensive coordinator. In Louisiana. He coached high school boys. So I'm very excited, Nancy, about this because you know, coaching is a lot. It's more than just preparing them for games, but also preparing them for life. And we know that
Yeah.
coaches wear many hats. You know, they deal with a lot of young men from every walks of life, different backgrounds. You know, you have young men who have the aspirations to make it to the next level, make it to the pros. You got some who want to, they do a lot of these great things, but we know it takes more discipline. And now that I like with some coaches, Nancy, like we have God-fearing coaches as well out here on all levels, where it's PB football, middle school football, high school football, college, NFL. We do have some God-fearing coaches out there in the world out there who believe in their job, but most importantly, also believe in what God is doing as well, and also show these young men the gospel side of things, the kingdom side of things, if that makes sense of what I'm saying. But I mean, that's what it's all about, Nancy. People doing extraordinary things to make a lasting impact. We are called to be world changers. We are called to be the light of this world, right?
Amen.
According to what Jesus said, we are the light of the world, and we'll see that we are what we are sit on top of a hill. You know what I'm saying? We have to be that light where everybody has to come into that light. And also the light, the word is a light unto us as well. We know that. But
Yeah.
to really just make an impact and just see extraordinary people, extraordinary men and women who are doing extraordinary things. And that's things like that. I know I came across an article today, and it was about R. Kelly. I said R. Kelly, they say he said he wrote over like 25 albums while he been incarcerated. Of course, we know that God gives you without repentance. I know look at people look at the things that he done, but I just realized I just look at it, Nancy, how he still using his gift. He said he been writing songs, and at least some songs on social media that he did recorded. Good
Right.
songs, good faith based songs that he has put out there. And Nancy, everybody have come that come across that path where they know, okay, when they come to that crossroad, when they
Yeah.
know, okay, enough is enough. I did everything. I tried sexual everything, but coming to the knowledge who Christ is. What you say about that?
I think it's very honorable that now that he's where he's at, that he's reflecting on his life and he's trying to, you know, seek the Lord and do music for the Lord. And who are we to judge him? Only God knows his heart. Only God will judge him on Judgment Day. So hopefully he did repent and he's looking for the Lord and he's seeking his presence and
Yeah.
making a difference inside the jail.
I mean, look at. I mean, I'm not comparing Paul and R. Kelly, but
Right.
Paul did his work in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we know that God is everywhere. Yeah, but that's another sign for another day. But we are excited as well, Nancy, to have our guest on with us this morning. He's gonna bring us behind the scenes. He is Coach Kelley. He's actually originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He been making it smart in college in football since the world of 2020 as a defensive coordinator. Coach Kelley, thank you, sir. I know you was up grinding this morning with the young men. Thank you, sir, for taking time you to schedule to hang out with me and Nancy this morning. Just take us behind the scenes on what you're doing. As you've been defensive coordinator since 2020. But just take us behind the scenes on how it's been coaching these young men, preparing these young men for the upcoming season. We know football season be back around the corner again. So welcome, Coach Kelley, to the Walking This Way Impact Voice podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me this morning. Had some technology issues trying to get in on the link, man. So I appreciate y'all helping me get in. But yeah, I'm in my first year as the defensive coordinator at Archbishop Hannan High. It's a 4A Catholic school in Covington, Louisiana. Last year I was at Independence High. Um, got the coach on that guy that gave me my first opportunity to be a varsity coordinator. Took it and ran with it. But yeah, 2020 was my first year coaching high school football. Um, it was my second stint in education. When I got out of college in 13, I taught at a couple of schools, got out of it. Like any other 20-something, I was trying to chase a bag. I was working sales. I was working odd jobs. And God ended up bringing me back to teaching and coaching. And oddly enough, uh, COVID and playing Madden during quarantine is how I got into coaching high school football, man. I had an old teammate. He needed a defensive assistant in his first year as a coordinator. So I was his varsity assistant and his JV coordinator. And and at the end of that year, I was blessed to have several other stops between that stop and where I'm at currently. And I feel like each job that I've had over the last 5-6 years got me ready for where I'm at now. And actually, this morning we had powerlifting practice with some of my kids that qualified for the state meet at the end of the month. So even during our Mardi Gras break, I've been ripping and running a little bit.
And I appreciate you, Coach Kelley. I know coaching is a lot. I mean, coaches be up early, go to bed late. just incorporating the game plan, just preparing these young men for upcoming games, for upcoming season. And it takes a lot. Just takes behind the scene on what does an average coach does, because I think some people see the glitz and glamour of being a coach. Well, okay, going up beside the sidelines, headset on, just talking, but it takes behind the scene on the blood, sweat, and tears when it comes to coaching.
Yeah, so just a typical week. Like let's say we get to week 2, week 3 in the season in the fall. We're a Catholic school, so we can't work on the Sabbath. So
Right.
Sunday's a no go. But the day after the game, we'll come in as a coaching staff. My head coach runs the offensive side. Uh, so he meets with all the offensive coaches. I meet with the defense guys. Then we'll chop it up at the end of it. Pick his brain, see how he's feeling about what I have planned for the week. Then after that, I get back into breaking down the game film from the previous opponent, looking at things we did well, things we didn't do good, but we got to throw away. If there's a wrinkle we can add, then start to get into breaking down the new opponent. Um, Me personally, everybody's different. Um, I may watch anywhere from 10 to 25 hours of film a week. Um, More times than not, it's close to 20, 25 hours. Just tagging everything, looking for tendencies and patterns. Um, and then talking with the D line coach, the linebacker coach, the secondary coach, like, all right, what you seeing? What do you think is working this week? What we need to throw away? Talking with the defensive captains, seeing what they got going on. And then during that weekend, still having to do lesson plans and prepping and all of that, because I'm actually a certified science teacher, right? So I have to take care of the first 40 before I get to the second set of 40 hours that I work every week. And that's really what a time consuming aspect comes into it, because teaching is already a 40-hour job that really takes 50 to 60, but then coaching itself is another job that really takes anywhere from 30 to 60 hours a week, depending on how hard you do it and if you're doing it right. So then once we get to practice, you're looking at anywhere to 10 hours of practice time, and then the game itself. But it's a lot of preparation, a lot of film watching, a lot of teaching. And that's the component, the sweat equity, like the bombs out when you're stressing out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, like, okay, way, and at the end of the day, you're dealing with teenagers, you know what I mean? So, did he get into it with his mom or dad that morning? Did his girlfriend text him during saying that she want to break up with him? Or you want a productive kid? You have an all district kid not playing like an all district kid now. You know what I mean? It could literally be anything. Some of the stuff I've worked at, did the kid get a good night's sleep the night before? Did that kid eat? You know what I'm saying? Is that kid going through something at the house? So it when you coaching, it's more than just wearing a polo shirt on the sideline, and a new visor. You're essentially deciding to take care of other people's kids. Basically deciding to be around other people more than your own family. You know what I'm saying? At 35, I'm actually still single with no kids 'cause I'm a workaholic. You know what I mean? And I give my guys everything. Like, I started coaching when I was 21, and back in 2010, and I still keep in contact with some of those guys, from middle school I worked at then. I believe in having an open phone line for my guys. You know what I mean? God forbid something happened at 2 a.m, your loved ones can't get to you and I can get to you. I'm pulling up. It's basically a 24-hour a day job. You know what I mean? Making sure guys are healthy, making sure they're healthy, making sure that they're good mentally and spiritually. So the same way you take care you got to trying when it comes to young men that you afforded the opportunity to coach.
Right. And like I said, it's no my hats off to you, coach, for the work that you're doing. Like I said, it takes a special individual, just 7 others, to take this task on of being a coach. Not just preparing them for football, preparing them for life on and off the field. Because I know as being an athlete, you have to carry yourself in a certain way. You have to be professional. I guess we're going to say that all times. But most importantly, being held accountable, having that integrity, and just really taking the thing, like I said, give you your all, 1,000% in all that you do. And I do have a question for you in the comment section. They asked Coach about his favorite O lineman. He did. All right, let me see some right quick. Moved out one. All right, let me see. All right, there you go.
Yeah, we got a little rainstorm where I'm at, so that could have knocked my signal out a little bit.
Okay, but I do have a question for you though. Is it ask Coach about his favorite O lineman?
Favorite O lineman?
Uh-huh.
If we talking all time, my first favorite player was actually Willie Roaf, for the Saints. You know, that's actually one of the boys. All of y'all my favorite, man. Y'all keep our quarterback upright. So they try to get me every day. You know what I'm saying? You know, coach who your favorite student is, or coach who your fast. I tell them I ain't got favorites. You know, I rock with everybody equal. You know.
Hey, that's what's up right there. Big shout out to your players that's tuning in and supporting you, Coach, on the podcast this morning. Like I said, I love football, and I played, but not I played at life. But I just love the fundamentals of the game, the aspect of the game, and you gotta be a student of the game to understand how it goes. I know with the X's and O's and just preparing, game playing, and I know everybody had to click on the team, defense, offense, special teams, in order for the team measure true success. Let's talk about communication. How do y'all master communication on all cylinders so the team could be successful and continue and be successful and win games?
So everything starts up top. It's a trickle down effect. And I'm blessed to really have a good football boss in Steve Soper. Um, he'll get me for saying boss, because you always tell us that we don't work for him, we work with him. But he's great at communicating. His phone line is always open for the coaches. His wife's a trooper. You know what I'm saying? Like she does stuff for the coaches' wives and girlfriends. Truly make it like an inclusive atmosphere for the families, and the kids get to see that. They families get to see that. Because all the off the field stuff, it translates over to the on field stuff. Like I said, as coaches, we're around each other 24/7. So we're communicating about things that we have on both sides of the ball in all three phases. Basically planning together. You know what I mean? It might be a week where, offense has a plus matchup and the defense don't. Hey, can y'all keep us off the field as much as possible? You know what I mean? And it might be a week where we might have the plus matchup, you know what I mean? And we can get a little aggressive and get after it. But then, there might be some weeks the special teams coordinator, he sees some stuff and he has some wrinkles in his phase. And basically just, making sure that we're doing everything with the program name and logo and interest in mind. The name on the front always, is bigger than the one on the back. And just we rather over communicate than under communicate, and invite the boys to ask questions. A lot of kids to have feedback and input a little bit. I jokingly tell my guys, I'm like, being a good athlete and being a good coach, it's going to be like if y'all ever get married. If you ain't communicating to your old lady, things going to go south. So we got to make sure we communicating out here, before the play, during the play, after the play, and it begins and ends in practicing in the classroom, and I actually translate that to being a student. If you ain't talking with your teacher when you're struggling, then you ain't going to have the type of grades you want to have at the end of the quarter, So just practicing what we preaching on the communication standpoint.
Yeah, 'cause that communication is very, very important. And your player ask him if he can grab me some McDonald's on his way home.
He jokes, and he's still out of town on the trip. I'm gonna get him on Monday. I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, but I like that communication part. That communication important. 'Cause I know, like I said, I be watching the game. And I know how the defense could be, especially when y'all put in the work, get the ball back, and the offense don't finish out, and how much it puts more on the defense. To the defense, oh man, we didn't now we tired, and the other teams will take advantage of that because of, like I said, that communication, help protect us, keep us off the field long, so we can get our rest and get it together. I know you can imagine how tough it is when the offense may go 4 and out, defense get back on the field. Now they have to regroup because they was on that only had that short period of break. How do you help prevent all that? So when we're at the defense, if they just got off the field.
Yeah, so I actually coached an old minor league team that I played for last year, and that was something that we went through a lot. We won a lot of games real ugly. A lot of 10 to zeros and 15 to threes. And anytime I'm in a situation like that, I just tell the guys like, hey, you get to go play another down of football. You know what I mean? Like we only control what we can control. Like I said, this past high school season, um, there was a lot of games where we gave up 30, we gave up 40. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, look, we can't point the finger to the other side if things are going south because there's gonna be nights where we getting ran through. You know what I'm saying? So um, worry about our phase, and then when the offense is out there, support the offense. You know what I'm saying? And then it's with special teams, everybody plays in the third phase because that's the most important phase. You know what I'm saying? So just getting the guys to realize like it don't make any sense to be emotional. You know what I'm saying? The same way offense go 3 and out, we can give up a touchdown in one play. That's something that I don't tolerate. It truly takes a team effort to win every week. You know.
Man, that's what's up right there. I was gonna give a big shout out to Miss Woods. She's another Louisiana native, and when I posted to you that you was coming on my show, Coach Kelley, she seen that you're from Louisiana, so she
Yeah.
had to represent. So big shout out to her. Miss Woods in the comments she said happy Saturday. So big shout out to her, and also we got was it just some dude in the comments say Coach Kelley, let's go. Big shout out to him in the comments. Said we all want to acknowledge the people who are rocking with us, tuning in with us. And because without y'all, we wouldn't even be here. Still give glory to God for everything. But without the supporting people, the supporting cast, we wouldn't even be this far without y'all. So we always want to acknowledge those who rock with me and Nancy on a weekly basis. So big shout out to those who's tuning in. Also, tuning in the near future as well. Also, so once again, let's talk about your philosophy. We know coaches have philosophy, Coach. So what is your main philosophy that you preach to your players?
Um, with my players, my off-field philosophy is, by the time, I'm done coaching them and they done playing, I want them to be a better human than me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a good young man by the time, we done working together in football, then there's some things that I didn't do right. As someone that's supposed to be, a leader of young guys. On field, don't think, have fun, play physical, play free. One thing that I say to get guys hype for a Friday night is I'm like, man, look, I ain't trying to play football. I'm trying to play violent. And that's really it, man. Like, don't be afraid to make a mistake. If we make a mistake, it can't be the same mistake. Um, I try to translate football to real life and other things that they do all the time. You know what I mean? I tell the guys I can tell what type of student you are and what type of son you are by how you prepare and play football. You know what I mean? 100% of the time, it's a predictor. You know what I mean? So I tell them if you're making excuses out here, I know you're making excuses at home when you ain't getting chores done, and I know you're making excuses in the classroom when you got work that's past due, and you wondering why you got a D or a F. You know what I mean? So. In terms of philosophy, that's it.
And this is Nancy, you want to chime in?
Um, what can you tell a kid that wants to play, and what is he required? What are the steps
I mean, if a kid wants
to
to play
join the team?
football, yeah,
Yeah.
no, if a kid wants to play football, he's got to walk through the door, talk to the coach. You know what I mean? And you have to realize that, football It's not for everybody. You know, whether you playing football, you coaching football, you know, something's not wired too tight in your head. You know what I mean? Keep throwing yourself in harm's way. It's not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. You gotta be willing to work hard. And we're in a microwave society. So a lot of people gotta understand that you're not gonna get results instantly. You know, it's not like 2K where you can swipe a card, you know, and buy hella VC and get your little character upgraded hella quick. Like it's gonna be a daily grind. You know what I'm saying? You basically stacking days. And that one day you don't work is gonna show up when you least expect it. And that's just a big thing. Like, you know, if everybody can't be the star of the team, you know, everybody can't be a starter. Whatever your role is, you got to excel in that role. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I tell
That's
that
for,
kid. Like, you know, work
from the bottom
hard
to
and be
get.
realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, just work hard and be realistic. You know, and that's something that translates to society. We got a lot of people that ain't being realistic, and we got a lot of people that ain't working hard. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what I tell them. You know, just pull up with your hard hat and lunch pail.
And that's it, coach. Just going back to that old school work ethic, like you mentioned. We in a generation now, everybody want the instant gratification because they see social media, the stuff that people put out there, and just how everything seems. But having that old school work mentality, because I know it still plays to this day. You had to earn your way on the team. They're not just gonna give you a spot. You had to earn your way, and not only that,
Mm-hmm.
you have to compete with other boys that's competing for the same position, and the coach determine, okay, is this guy gonna be it or not? And that old school work mentality still stands to this day. You can't go over, can't go under it. Like you said, coach, it's all about that grind, that
Yeah,
hustle. How bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying? It's not making, like you said, if you make excuses on the field, I know you're making excuses at home.
yeah. And life's a competition. So, like, you know, anytime you get a job, that's a job somebody else could have had. You know, I've actually beat out friends, you know, for jobs. You know, like far as competing, you know, I was just telling somebody the other day. I remember when I was playing park ball. I'm in the fourth grade. Mom driving me home from practice one night, and didn't even stutter, didn't even break stride. She looking dead ahead the road. She's like, look, I'm telling you, right now, I'm I'm taking care of your grandfather right now. I'm in grad school. I'm not doing all this ripping and running for your ass to be sitting on the bench. She's like, if you ain't playing, I ain't gonna be taking you to practice. I ain't
Right.
missed a start that year. I started and played every play of every game. You know what I'm saying? So she dropped the challenge and I met it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to compete. You know what I mean? And oddly enough, she actually coached me in a summer basketball game and pulled me out and benched me. You know what I mean? I shot one too many threes and she pulled me out. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's somebody gave birth to me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to go back to that kid, you know, walking into the office, sometimes parents got to be realistic and be real to challenge their kids too. You know what I mean?
That's it. I looked at this video. It was on Instagram. I posted my Instagram stories, and it was a parent. Both their son playing in the NFL, and he was saying there's no such thing as lazy children. It's lazy parents because
Mm-hmm.
the parents have to install that work ethic in them while they're young at an early age. And I like that because he showed videos of training his boys as young boys, training them up, and they both play in the NFL. But he high installed that work ethic in them to be the best, to be great,
Yeah.
in order to accomplish everything you want to do. Because we say this all the time: you can do anything you want, put your mind to it. We
Mm-hmm.
say it sound good, but it's a different ball game when you actually put in the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't anything gonna be given out to you, you know, for free. And I think I actually know the guy that might have been John Brown, maybe. The one
Mm.
the St. Brown bro. And he was actually the original LeVar Ball because he had three sons play power four football. All of them speak multiple languages. You know what I'm saying? And all of them now making generational wealth. But they sacrifice things growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be, if you're a kid and you want to be an elite level athlete, you know, one, you gotta be good enough, lucky enough, healthy enough. You gotta have the right genetics, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But There might be some parties that you can't go to. There might be some family functions you can't go to. You might need to go get some extra time in the gym. You might need to go. You might need to go to some extra ACT prep classes, get your ACT score up. Like you can't just you have to be willing to give something up to get to where you want to be at. If you talk to a lot of coaches and agents and athletes that do it, college or professional, they'll tell you like, while our friends was off goofing off, we sitting in the dark room by ourselves getting to it. You know what I mean? So I tell people all the time, everybody want to be great till it's time to do great stuff. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna come easy to you. If it did, everybody would be all right. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have anybody out here hurting. If it was easy to be great.
Right, most definitely. And I know you had everybody can't be in that 1%. That 1%er is very, very elite. You know what I'm saying? You have to be custom made to be in that 1%. You gotta be the first one go in and be the last one to leave. And like you mentioned, the sacrifices. It's some parties you can't go to. It's some hanging out you can't go to. It's some things you can't eat that's going to affect your nutrition. But all of that stuff, and then coach, I know when you break these down to these guys, what reaction do you get when you get them the hardcore truth on what they need to do in order to be successful? What are the reactions that you get from the players when you break everything down and they think about what you said?
I mean, they just take it in stride. I mean, if you honest and truthful with somebody, it can't do anything but disrespect it. That was one school I was at, and the head coach at that school, he made us have an hour to hour and a half study hall every day after school before practice. And one day, they had some kids that wasn't locked in on doing what they needed to do, and I just looked at them. I say, man, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Ain't nobody good enough in this room for teachers and administrators to fix y'all transcripts for y'all go to college. Cause we ain't finna lose our teacher's license. We ain't finna go to jail. We ain't finna get fined. Ain't nobody in here good enough for that. So y'all might want to sit down and study. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you 15, 16 years old and you ain't ranked in the state or in the region, you might want to buckle up and sit down. And just culturally, at some disadvantaged schools, with kids that don't have it the best, everybody either wanna rap, you know what I mean, or hustle or play ball. And I remember one school in particular, this kid was short, man. This kid, seventh grade, not even touching 5 feet yet for real. He might have been 5'1", 5'2". He's like, yeah, coach, I'm gonna be the next Steph Curry. And I looked at him, I was like, okay, that's cool. Do you play for the school? He's like, no. I said, you play for the city rec, right? He's like, yeah. I said, I don't think Steph Curry gonna happen. I said, man, how tall your daddy? 5'6"? How tall your mama? 5'2"? I said, yeah, I don't think it's for you, Bubba. I said, you can be a great lawyer, you can go be an electrician. You know what I'm saying? You can go be you can be whatever you want to be outside of being an athlete. And I said that with love. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll say that to kids like, coach, you killed a dream. I'm like, no, I'm not. You gotta be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that you have to have in order to go. There's guys right now that was all conference that just went to the combine. I had a good friend of mine tell me the other day, and they journey ended. There's some guys that show up to a workout, and as soon as they walk through the door, the coach take one look and say, hey, you can go and go back home. So I'd rather tell them that truth now at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old than, they get out there in the world 19 to 25, their feelings get hurt. I mean, when you had the combine, I forgot the name of the coach. It was a running back coach for Denver at the time. When I was in college, I'm sitting in my dorm watching the combine. They had a running back from Georgia, big white kid. The coach lit him up on live TV. He's like, "What you doing? You doing this drill like you a tailback? If you play in this league, you a fullback. I need you to go on that side of the field and do the drill this way." And that was probably the first time in that guy's life that he heard something like that. You know what I mean? So, that's why I don't believe in. Like you ain't got to be a jerk to kids, but like don't shield them from everything. Like just give them small subtle truths so they understand. You know what I mean? There's always
That's true.
somebody bigger and better.
Hey, I agree with you saying that, Coach, 1,000%. I know you have a lot of guys who have that inspiration to make it to the next level. They want to go to the pro. They want to go to the NFL. We have seen players who was dominant on the college level, but it's hard for them to make that transitional now on the NFL level. What is the thing that what's I want to say hangs them up? Because you've been dominant on this particular level for so long. Now you transition to another one, and we see some players they struggle.
So sometimes, excuse me, everybody that plays in college, they were the best on their high school team, or like they were just a man in whatever community they came from. Well, when you get to the league, everybody was a man in college. So like now it's the best of the best of the best. And then a lot of times, honestly, there's a lot of talented cats that just don't get the opportunity or they're not in the right fit. And it's a numbers game. You know what I mean? So NFL ain't trying to pay everybody. You know what I mean? That's a business. You know what I'm saying? So some guys, career highlight, might be getting drafted in the 6th round. And they might not ever see a down of professional football. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, the undrafted free agent, he might go on to have a 10, 12-year career. It's a crapshoot. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, too, like I said, and you can be an elite college guy and not be able to stick it, in the pros. Same thing happened in high school. You can be a great high school player and then not translate to college. I mean, just like you go watch a 10 and under team play this weekend. It could be any sport, and there's one kid that's a monster, right? In middle school, he a monster. When he get to high school, puberty hits everybody else, and they pass him up. Now he's just a guy. You know what I mean? You never know what the finished product gonna be, until the back end. So that's why you can't try to project next level success based off their current level, because you ain't gonna know till they get there.
Right, that's it. Because I know Michael Jordan. It was an interview Michael Jordan did years ago, and he was talking about how when they was coming up, how sponsors start going after them because they was already established, they was already playing. But now he's saying you have these corporations now that's getting these guys based on potential, but you never know how these guys gonna train, how they gonna pan out. Because now you got
Yeah.
the name, image, and likeness. So these guys are getting money now.
Mm-hmm.
So they give them millions of dollars now. So now they become, I guess they want to get complacent now, where they're not working as hard no more like they used to. Because now, well, hey, I got name, image, likeness money, so they give me money now. So I made it. So now they get complacent because they give me millions of dollars a year now.
Yeah, and even with that, a lot of guys gotta understand is that's for the upper 1% on that level of ball. You know what I'm saying? So with that, you got to get in where you can fit in. But that in conjunction with the transfer portal, some people are basically selling their soul for a quick dollar now, and there's actually guys that are jeopardizing pro careers because they're basically selling themselves off to schools, on a year-to-year basis. There's some guys that won't ever get drafted, like them jumping around like that. Um, they basically put the nail in their own coffin, so to speak. But we live in a world now where everybody's afraid to miss out and everybody want to be first. So that's why if you got a kid that's 6'5" and he can dunk it from the free throw line, or you got a kid 5'11", good feet, good hips, and he can lock down half of the field, they'll throw out money now because they don't want to miss out. And and a lot of that is due to like all the summertime stuff. Once the shoe companies start creeping in, 90s, early 2000s, that kind of was the beginning of the end. So and social media, the internet made the world so small. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I ain't gonna say companies being greedy. That's just them trying to hedge their bets. If they throw out some money to 1,000 kids, one out that 1,000 might be their next face of the brand. You know what I'm saying? So see how that happens. We'll see what shakes out from that.
Yeah, 'cause I know it's millions and billions of dollars when it comes to the athletic side of things, the sports side of things, and how these major corporations are putting out big time money for these players so they represent their brand at all costs. And I want to ask you this, Coach. How do you when it comes to the game? How do you tackle game strategies and prepare for matchups?
So with football, everything starts with your base rules. So sitting there, whatever you teach in the spring and in the fall, um, that has to be the base with everything you do, and you tailor it week to week. Coaching high school ball, they have 10 regular season games. You might see 10 different offenses. So within your base rules, like, all right, how we going to handle a team that spread? How we going to handle a team that runs it a lot? How we going to handle a team that throws it a lot? How we going to handle a team that's power I? How we going to handle a team that's, flex bone or double wing? Um, but a lot of times, if you take care of your base rules, when you get into the game plan, you basically just tweak your alignment and tweak what you do well, and that way you enable your kids to be successful. So week one, I may have a team that throws it more than they run it, and it might be a lot of spread formation. So um, Monday morning, when we meet in film, I put the projected personnel for that week. I put the projected starting lineup, and I'm like, all right, this is what I'm thinking. And I let them know that we might go into the game on Friday with a game plan. I might throw it away after the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? All coaching is just a series of theories. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, and you're just testing your theory against the guy on the opposite sideline, um, and hoping your Jimmys and Joes are better. You hear
Right.
coaches say that all the time. It's not so much X's and O's, it's Jimmys and Joes. Um, so I basically give kids one or two things to do based on their position, and I just try to move pieces around without them having to do something different. So I tell them all the time, your alignment might change, but your assignment won't. And you have to keep it simple with them. When you jump on football Twitter and football social media, you'll see a lot of guys making football overcomplicated, and they'll say 1,000 words to say something that you can say in two. So I keep it simple for the kids, and I try to make it complex for the opponent. But so Monday they get the film review, film install. We get on the board. Then Monday we start exercising on the grass. It's no different than being in the classroom. You introduce the lesson, all right, you explain the lesson, and then you get into hands-on stuff and assignments. And you hope that by the time you review on Thursday, that they can go ace the test on Friday. And like I said, that's literally all it is. You just working through ideas and getting feedback from coaches and players and seeing what's going to stick.
Yeah. And I know as coaches, and when you said earlier, y'all wear a lot of hats. And the thing about it, especially dealing with the youth, and we know in the age of social media, we know they're exposed to a lot of stuff. And as y'all as coaches, how do y'all maintain them to stay disciplined, to stay focused? Because I know it's so easy to get so distracted nowadays, of the age of social media. You have the guys, they're dealing with the girls, and how do y'all keep them focused and locked in on the task at hand, especially when it comes to establishing their goals?
Um, just teaching them the pitfalls of social media. Nobody's immune to it. You gotta make sure. Jalen Rose actually said it best. He said, when you're on Twitter and you retweet something, you're endorsing it. Herm Ells will tell you think before you hit send. So just tell them that when you post something, it's there forever, even if you delete it. I actually had a kid 5 years ago. He lost a scholarship opportunity because of an obscene picture he posted, on Instagram. So you just let them know that it's a tool more than anything else. Your social media is your brand of yourself to the world. It don't matter what line of work you go into.
True.
You're a one man or one woman entity. So just adjust accordingly. Like social media is supposed to be fun. That's what it's there for. But don't let it be a time waster. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's on the kid. To be disciplined when it comes to the device. I do think the devices at times can do more harm than good if you don't teach them how to use it. But again, that's an at-home component. Um, we have them Monday through Friday from the time school open to the time it closes, and then the athletes until the end of practice. But parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, those are the ones that gotta really be putting good nuggets into them every day. Um, You know, so if I'm telling the kid like, hey, be mindful of who you following, you know, from your main account and what you like and this, that, and the third, but then they go home and it's something different, then there's gonna be some things lost in translation.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Nancy, one time, man, on that, the age of social media.
Right. What happens with when that happens? Like, what are the consequences, or how do you deal with that?
So where I'm at right now, I haven't really seen or had anything crazy with social media. But honestly, a lot of times if it's instances where like if somebody get wrapped into uh, you know, cyber, if it's cyberbullying or if it's things that, or if you're posting things and you have on school paraphernalia, then kids can get suspended or get detentions, or might be some in-house things that happens. But a lot of times that, because we're in the age of legality, so it has to be in black and white. So I just let them know like what they can stand to lose. I'm like, all right, if you do this, then this is what can
Consequences.
happen. You know.
Yeah, 'cause it's a lot to take in because especially on these jobs, if you ever put in for application for a job, they ask you for your social media sites. They really do
Hmm.
Yeah.
now. Yeah, because they want to see what kind of person you are, who they dealing with. Because you may say the right things here, but I need to know your character, who I'm actually talking to. So you have to be mindful of what you're putting on social media, what picture you putting on social media, what type of conversation you having on. Are you bashing certain groups of people? That stuff can mess you up in the long run. We had seen it with players, like you mentioned, coach, who did something 5 years ago. Before you know it, they'll bring it right back up. Where we see where it may be some type of Rachel's tweet they may put out, or even though they'll say they were young, but they still come right back around again, and it hurts they stop.
Yeah, because people look for a reason not to give you money, right? So if I can bring in a talented guy that's worth 6 figures, but there's a red flag to where I can get him for 5 figures, you know what I'm saying? Like I just save myself some money. Um, so like you gotta try to wipe your social media as best as you can. I tell kids I grew up with technology and grew up with social media. I tell them that they're growing up having technology and having social media. So like, being a kid and MySpace was a thing,
Oh
and
yeah,
then slowly transitioning into Facebook, was then turned into Twitter and Instagram and all of that. So um, so for people that are in their mid 20s to, mid 40s, I don't know what we got out there on social media, because we were just out there just having fun, throwing stuff out there. So with the younger Gen Z kids and the Gen Alpha group that's coming up, it's like, all right, learn from our mistakes, truly manage it, and to their credit, like they post completely different. You know what I mean? So like you can tell you can tell how old somebody is by just looking at their Instagram, right? So like I've been on IG since like 2011. There's like thousands of posts on there because I don't feel like cleaning it up, right? But you look at kids now, like they'll have 10 things posted today, and then you go back 5 days later, it's nothing. So like just because of how they post generationally, um, their posts are clean. But now it comes down to, what are they reposting? Are they repost clean? And if their reposts aren't clean, you know what I'm saying, or somebody catches a screenshot or saves a video that they put up, then they can still be cooked a little bit. Um, but yeah, no, so social media, as great as a tool it is definitely ruined some people too.
yeah. It just they just that what Herman ever said, but that send button, you just take that one time, and that one thing you put out there can mess you up for a long, long
Hmm.
time. You gotta be mindful. We know a lot. We see a lot of that on social media. Well, they add a personal business on social media. They air out their dirty
Hmm.
laundry on social
Hmm.
media. We see a lot of that too. And I know you warn your players about that. Hey, be mindful you put on social media. Be mindful you put on social media. Don't add your dirty laundry. I think years ago, Antonio Brown, when he playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, went Facebook Live during halftime in the locker room. That was years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was, I was in college. My time was hot, because the locker room's supposed to be a sacred place. Um, so like and again, what I'm saying, it's cool, what I'm saying, to take selfies with the boys, what I mean, across the video stuff, but it's certain moments, that shouldn't get recorded. That actually had a coach in the South, in another part of the state. He actually got fired because of a pregame chant, and somebody
Mm,
recorded it. You know what I'm saying, and got up out of there. You know what I mean. But within that culture, that was the way that they got hyped. You know, so I mean, yeah, like, and that's always been my thing. Like, hey, look, pregame, halftime, right after the game, leave the phones off. You know what I mean? That's just like, hey, bus ride coming back, leave the phones off. You know what I'm saying? Because again, people outside of football don't understand the culture of football and just sports in general. Like, the locker room is supposed to be a sacred place. It's just like when your people tell you, all right, what happens in this house stays in this house. That's
hmm
your second home away from home. So yeah, if somebody went live during halftime, I definitely would be a fan of that.
Yeah, that's just too much. And like you said, that's sacred amongst the coaches and players as they get ready for the second half for you just to do stuff like that. Yeah, but I wish you 1,000% coach on that. So coach, the coach that you look up to, what coach you always looked up to that you learned your style from?
Um, as a little kid, I looked up to Eddie Robinson. Just being from Baton Rouge and being raised by people that went to Grambling. You know what I'm saying? And then Mike Thomas, another personal favorite of mine. Dick LeBeau, Nick Saban, guys like that. But just personally, coaches that I could reach out and grab. Um, um, I'm trying to think. Dorsett Buckles, he actually played at LSU. He's a head coach in the area. Um, Coach Daryl Stingley was another guy I looked up to. Who else I had? Coach Burke, Coach Grantham, Coach Barry Jackson was another good one. I kind of just took nuggets from all of them over the years. I got to coach under a guy named Sarah Crutchfield and his lead assistant, Donald Louvier. I learned a lot from them. I've been blessed to coach under so many people, and I just took like little nuggets from them. Even the guy I coached under a couple of years ago, he's not much older than me. A guy named Trey Willie. I look at how people all, not only with the players, but I look at how they are with their families. Especially when I was younger, you know what I mean? I'll sit down and look at a coach and be like, all right, how are they with their wife? How are they with their kids? Um, because if I'm ever blessed to have a family, I look at things that I would emulate. X's and O's come a dime a dozen. Everybody runs the same stuff. I look at how you treat people, because that's the biggest asset that you can have. You know what I'm saying? So I literally could talk 20 minutes on a plethora of coaches that I've looked up to, over the years. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I've been insanely fortunate in that regard to be around a lot of great coaches.
Man, that's what's up right there. I know not for the whole year, we got that time mark, and I know you was grinding doing some stuff before you're ready to part, coach. What words of advice, what sounds of wisdom you want to leave here with the listening audience that's tuning in as we get ready to part the podcast?
Um, what I'm saying? If it's words of wisdom about, anybody that like to get into coaching, um, being a coach, you're basically a teacher. It's a calling from a higher power. It's something that if you're doing it for glory, it's the wrong profession. Unless you're coaching big time Division I football, or you're on the pro level, and it's not entry level position, you're not gonna make big dollars. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of tedious work. It's a lot of it's a lot of the same. It's very monotonous. You know what I'm saying? And it can bring you a lot of stress, but it can also bring you a lot of joy. I love sports just off the strength of you have so many people from different backgrounds coming together for the same greater good. Just personally, I'll football a lot. It's brought a lot of great people in my life, and I've been able to work in a lot of different communities. I've worked in rural communities, middle class communities, suburban communities. If you would have told me 6 years ago that I'll be at a Catholic school on the North Shore of New Orleans, I would have looked at you and started laughing. You know what I'm saying? And here I am. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's the biggest thing, man. If you're interested in being a coach, that's what it takes. And you gotta also realize you ain't gonna know everything. There's always somebody smarter. The second you think you know it all, you don't know anything, and that's when you start to die as a person. And I think from a society standpoint, because sports is a microcosm of society, I think that's the biggest issue we have. Everybody want to be right. Everybody's right and everybody else is wrong. Nobody want to listen. I mean? Nobody want to work. We in the microwave, generation. I had a boss at my first job, and I was flipping burgers. Tell me, say, hey, we got customers that get mad at us for taking 5 minutes to make something that it'll take them an hour and a half to make at home. You know what I'm saying? So say all that to say that whatever you want in life, it ain't gonna come overnight. You gotta get all the ingredients together. You gotta clean everything up, and then you gotta get to working. Then once you get your finished product, you gotta clean everything up. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing gonna be perfect. So. I don't know if that's any wisdom, you know what I'm saying? That's just some common sense stuff I have strolling in my head from time to time.
And I appreciate you, Coach, on that. Hey, it's a no said right there. Okay, somebody need to hear that today, and they're gonna take that and run with and change their life. Because we know words have meaning, words have power, and it's all about uplifting and empowering those who are tuning in and listening. So next we got to transform it to you. So go ahead. Oh yeah, before we go, Coach, plug in your social media sites as well. How can people start following you, get updates on upcoming seasons to support you and all that you're doing? And go ahead and plug in your social media outlets. After that, gonna pass it on to Nancy.
Oh man, rain
All right,
is
yeah.
raining.
So Twitter is yeah, y'all hear
Yeah, it's well,
y'all hear me now?
yeah, we hear you.
All right. Yeah, so my Twitter, my Twitter and my Instagram, if you type in Big Don Kelley, you'll find me. But the actual at name on Twitter, or I guess X. Nah, I ain't gonna call it X. I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter. Is at Coach DEEKAY. I just spelled DK out, phonetically. So at Coach DK DEEKAY. And then on Instagram, it's Don. I think it's Donnie Bravo 45. So DONNY BRAVO 45, and it might be an underscore underneath it. But as soon as you type in Donnie Bravo, I'll pop up. I was a huge Johnny Bravo fan as a little kid, so I just flipped the name and did that on IG. But those are the two platforms I use the most. So if you want to talk ball, you want to talk music, whatever it is, man, I'm always up. I'm a night owl, so I'll chop it up with anybody.
Hey, I appreciate you, Coach, taking time out your productive schedule, hang out with me and Nancy, of course. We thank you. We thank everybody for tuning in as well. Now going to transition on to Nancy. Nancy, go ahead and plug your social media sites, and after that, lead us out. And then me and you will be back here Tuesday night, or at our prime time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Amen. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on I forgot the other site. Okay, just those. But Romans 10:9 says that if you confess with your mouth and believe with your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, you shall be saved. So right now, just say, Dear Lord Jesus, I admit that I'm a sinner. Please forgive me of all of my sins. I believe that you died on the cross and rose on the third day. From this day forward, I make you my Lord and my Savior. Fill me with your Holy Spirit and lead me for the rest of my days. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen and amen again. We appreciate everybody once again. Oh, by the way, this coming Wednesday, we still do not show Wednesday, but I'll be a special guest on the Book Breakers podcast. And that's gonna be this Wednesday. I think it's at 5. I think it's at 5. I have to get it together, but big shout out to the ladies of the Book Breakers podcast. I'll be a guest on this coming Saturday. No, not this coming Saturday. I'm trying to think about Saturday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, I think, is at 5. So I said that's fine because what do I show at 7, 8, 7 8 Eastern. So that worked out perfectly. So that I'm be a guest on the Book Breakers podcast. Big shout out to the ladies for allowing me to come on. Just talk about the show, what we doing, what it's all about. So hey, I look forward to it and I thank them for it. Like I said, we're about to get ready to depart, man. Y'all have a great Saturday. Enjoy your Sabbath, of course. Enjoy the day, man, and just take time out, reflect. Just take a long look, hey, where I want to be, where I want to go, and most importantly, keep God first in all that you do. To then, we'll be back here Tuesday night. So, peace, everybody.
Peace.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Thank you, Coach.